they're going to communicate in pictures, and obviously what I see, I can tell you what I see. Language may be a bit of a problem, but this one, he seems much more aggressive than it's much more of a get out than a warning. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
It's just get out. It's get out kind of thing.
So he's obviously associated to this place.
Yeah.
Can you see what he looks like?
He looks as if he's a soldier, but I would say he seems as if he's you know when they relax and they've got on, you know, it's the same in the modern army. You're wearing like just basic green fatigue, so it's his version of that. But it's like it's almost like tattered old trousers and a top. Would say to me that when he did cross, it was clearly not the winter months because he's not fully on. And he's also got, which I've just suddenly thought about, he's got no weapons on him.
Oh right. Okay.
So he's got no weapons. He's in kind of rags, but no weapons at all. So whether they, I mean, you would think if they were up here, they were keeping an eye out. So you think they'd be armed, wouldn't you?
Yeah, yeah.
So maybe he was relaxing at some point. I don't know. Maybe he's got caught relaxing. And you know.
What time period are you talking about here with this man?
I think he feels. He feels around. Actually, feels early 1600s. He feels early 1600s to me.
Okay. Do you want to go further in? Can he communicate with you, even though you can't understand what he would say? Can he talk to you?
He seems to be repeating this whoosh all the time. It's just that whoosh, so he's repeating it all the time. So I don't know whether tourists get this here when they come to look around. I guess more sensitive ones might feel, well, hang on a minute, you know, something's trying to push me out. I don't know whether they get that.
Yes, they do.
They do.
It has been reported, yeah.
There's a woman here as well.
Did somebody move their feet then?
I heard a bang.
I heard something.
Yeah.
I've not moved my feet.
Okay.
There's a woman here, and she seems to be supplying people with food. Now, I don't know then whether they did long stints up here, whether perhaps
There it is again.
this part was where they actually slept for a watch. They might have slept for 8 hours, but she seems to be supplying. I can see her with water,
Oh, right.
offering water.
Same time period or
Yeah.
different time?
Same. She seems to be also aggressive towards me. She's not a welcoming soul at all.
I mean, this would be quite interesting because we know for a fact that we're the first group to investigate this location. This will be the first time that these supposed spirits will be encountering us. So maybe that's one of the reasons why they're being so, hey, what's going on? Get out. You know, maybe. Especially with somebody like yourself.
Yeah, it's a very good point.
And is this woman, she's quite old?
Yeah, she's no chicken.
Yeah.
I mean, I think she would have had, she's a villager, and I think she would have had sons here, maybe even be related to this one, I'm not quite sure. But she would have had family here. I can feel family around her.
What sort of things are you picking up on?
Well, it's clearly a street, and I want to just get through the residuals of people going about their daily business. You know, I can hear just general clutter and clatter and things. I want to see what's moving about, really.
Yeah.
There seems to be a kind of just further up here. There's a clump, and it's almost like a whispering conspiracy of people. And I don't know what they're conspiring about, but I'm only guessing here that. Well, I'm not guessing. It's obvious from the place that people would have holed up to defend themselves, and I guess a lot of people would have been. It's almost like I've got them going. Oh, I think we should surrender. I think we should. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's kind of like I think we should. I think we shouldn't. So things are getting desperate for them. Things are getting to the point where they might be running out of food.
And can you tell what time period this is again?
This is early 1600s.
Right.
This group are very. There seems to be a couple of people spreading a little bit of a web here. Now, there's no reason why in these times they didn't have our modern equivalents of spies or people who would infiltrate things. There's no reason. And I'm hearing the words I'm hearing, and oddly enough in English, Kieran, a conversation I'm hearing, and it's kind of like the prince will treat us right. The prince will treat us right. But what they're actually showing me is a kind of very benevolent person giving. So, and there's a lot of we can't surrender, we can, and it's based around here. There's a clump of people around here.
So, do you think people would see a clump of people?
I think they might see it as a dark shadow.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what's been seen here.
Oh, they do?
Yes.
So it's, yeah, right.
They also... Go on,
I
Kieran.
was going to say it's also quite significant about the time period as well.
Yes.
Because given that this was a defensive stronghold, they would have been having those sort of conversations at any point. But to say the early 1600s is quite significant because that was the time, the one time when it was actually broken into.
Right, so someone gave them... So it's almost like someone gave them some information that they were then infiltrated by. It's almost... I tell you, the images, again, they're really strongly... They have to use images. It's almost like I can see a big key going into a door, the door opening, and then... Did you see what I'm saying? It's might not be physical, but it's almost like we let them in. We helped them get in. Smelly, isn't it?
No.
Can't you? No,
Smell of what?
like a dry, stale smell.
No, I can't smell. No.
You hear the tapping?
No.
I can't. I did. Stopped. There you go.
Who's in here then?
Oh.
There we go.
In here, I've got two people that seem to be in some way joined together, but they're probably earlier than the 1600s. They seem more 13th, 14th, maybe even. Their clothing appears to be, quite rich. So they're not peasants. Mm-hmm. They're concerned about making the place work. Really, maybe it's building work, or maybe it's the politics of the place. Because if people were holed up in here, there would be politics. There has to be.
When you said two people, is it a woman and a man, or two men?
Two men.
Uh-huh.
It's definitely two men.
Stuart, you all right?
I'm sorry, my attention's been drawn to that room. If you look behind you a bit, you see the archway windows, if you
Yes.
like. Now, I don't know if there's windows on the other side, but I've just seen two shadows. I saw one, and I thought I didn't think much of it, and then I was looking again, and then I saw it. Another shadow, like someone was walking on the far side of that wall, if you like,
right.
going by.
Did you think you got it on camera?
I don't know. Well, the camera won't pick it up that far, you see.
Ah,
But I was looking.
there's banging.
It's got that.
Yeah, come on, let's go. It's interesting already we're getting tappings and what Stuart's just seen. Wouldn't it be great, Kieran, to look back at that footage? But
And to actually see the shadows going across, yeah.
this is amazing, isn't it?
It's not forever, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Like boom, boom, boom.
Yes. There's loud bangings. It seems to be following us, whatever it is. Do you think it's these two gentlemen?
Yeah, I'm sure it is. It seems... Oh,
You're right.
no, sorry, my hearing just went there. Just as I was talking, my hearing went really in and out. You see, my initial reaction here would be, my conscious mind says defensive. It still says defensive because you're overlooking the highest point. So it says this to me in my conscious mind, but my psychic mind has this slightly richer, so it's more of a, not a courtroom, more of a place for people to meet. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's more, so less people sat here waiting to, watch out, more of a place where people are having a bit of a conflict, and it's slightly richer as well.
Goodness me, should we call out? Because
Yeah.
this banging is getting a lot louder.
If there's anyone here, any astrals, any spirits here, could you please make a sound? That's very loud. Are you male? Could you tap once for no and twice for yes?
Yes.
Is there two of you?
Do they mean there's any...
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah.
That's a yes then.
Yeah.
With so much activity seemingly rampant in every area and Stuart's apparent sighting, we switched to night vision and prepared for a night of shocking surprises.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.